Deep wisdom is not scary. What is scary is the truth it reveals. Use the Stoic spirit to stay grounded, connected, and continue to light the fire of thinking. If you have ever been misunderstood for thinking deeply, share your story in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to explore more great philosophies together. Have you ever noticed that the people who challenge you the most are the ones who hold up a mirror to your own limitations? Psychologists call this the mirror effect. When you stand before someone with a deep, reflective mind, they don't just expose your blind spots, they illuminate the edges of your potential. Unlike external forces such as wealth or physical strength, which can be easily recognized and even flaunted, true intelligence strikes at the core of our ego, and that can feel unsettling. Imagine encountering a person whose thoughts flow like a clear stream, where each idea is polished by years of reflection. As you engage with their perspective, you feel a subtle tug at your own assumptions. Suddenly, the excuses you once defended with confidence seem flimsy. It's tempting to retreat, to shield your sense of self from this brilliant light. But real growth happens when you resist that urge to step back. Rather than turning away, lean in. Allow the mirror they hold up to reveal not just your weaknesses but also your capacity for transformation. Feel the stirrings of curiosity and determination that well up as you confront what you thought were fixed boundaries. This moment of discomfort is actually a launching pad. It's the catalyst that propels you beyond the familiar and into unexplored territory. Every time you dare to meet your own reflection head-on, you strengthen the resilience of your spirit. You learn that intelligence isn't a static prize, it's a dynamic journey of inquiry. Your ego may flinch at first, whispering that you're outmatched or unprepared. But each step you take through that initial resistance builds a foundation of confidence rooted in authentic self-awareness. Think of the greatest thinkers in history, those who made breakthroughs in science, art, or philosophy. They all stood face to face with their own biases and limitations before they forged new paths. They didn't shrink away from the mirror, they embraced it. And in doing so, they discovered fresh possibilities in both the world around them and within themselves. So the next time you find yourself in the presence of someone whose mind shines with clarity, welcome the challenge. Let their depth reflect your edges, and let your edges become the shape of your future growth. In the tension between self-doubt and daring, you will uncover your true strength, and nothing is more powerful than that. Did you know it's not fiction that our brains light up the amygdala, the fear center, whenever we sense someone else's intellectual edge? Evolution taught us that being cast out of our tribe once meant a threat to survival. Pause for a moment and consider this. Every time you feel the sting of inadequacy in a conversation, you're experiencing a primal alarm. It's as if a small voice inside you whispers, if they know more than you, they might abandon you. But here's the truth. What triggers fear can also fuel your greatest growth. Imagine standing in a room with someone whose intelligence seems effortless. Every thought they share cuts like a finely sharpened blade. Your heart might race. Your palms might sweat. But these sensations, as uncomfortable as they feel, are simply signs that you're on the verge of a breakthrough. The same circuitry that once fought to keep our ancestors safe now signals you to pay attention, to learn, and to adapt. You have a choice. When your inner alarm goes off, you can either flee back to your comfort zone or you can lean in. Embrace that signal. Welcome the jolt of nervous energy coursing through your veins, because it's the spark that ignites transformation. It whispers, here lies a chance to evolve. Think of every great innovator, those who reshaped history with ideas that seemed impossible at first. They didn't ignore their fear, they used it as fuel. They recognized that feeling outmatched was simply evidence that they were playing at the highest level. They stood firm, sharpened their minds, and turned apprehension into action. Let that be your story too. The next time you sense your intellect trembling against someone else's brilliance, pause. Breathe. Acknowledge the fear, then let it pass through you. Replace doubt with curiosity. What can I learn? How can I expand? With each question, you dismantle the old survival script and replace it with a narrative of growth. In that space between fear and courage lies your true power. Here, within the electrical dance of neurons in your amygdala, resides the potential for extraordinary change. So, the next time your mind sounds the alarm, don't retreat, rise. Let the signal guide you beyond safety and into the boundless territory of what's possible. Have you ever noticed that in any group, it's often social standing that rules the room, not the depth of your thinking? Picture yourself stepping forward with a fresh, unconventional idea. Instead of applause, you might feel a sudden chill, the group's unspoken alarm that you're about to upset the balance they've carefully maintained. When status trumps insight, your innovative spark becomes a threat. It starts with a glance. Maybe a chair shifts. Voices grow quieter. Your presence, with all its promise, triggers an instinctive pushback. We are wired to protect the equilibrium of our tribe. Too much deviation can fracture the connections that keep us safe. So, when you dare to challenge the norm, the same instincts that once guarded us from predators now drive others to resist, or even exclude, you. But here's the secret. Resistance is a sign you're onto something meaningful. Each moment of pushback is proof that your perspective has the power to expand the conversation. Instead of shrinking in the face of exclusion, lean into it. Recognize that the tension you feel is a marker of transformation, not failure. Imagine every great movement in history, the scientific revolutions, the cultural renaissances, the social awakenings. They all began with a handful of brave individuals who understood that innovation requires rocking the boat. They embraced the uneasy stirrings around them, knowing that true progress emerges when old certainties are challenged. So, what if you reframe the group's defense mechanisms as your compass? When the room stiffens, ask yourself, what is this fear protecting and what does it mean to break free from it? Let their instinctive resistance sharpen your resolve. Use it to clarify your vision, refine your message, and strengthen your conviction. Recall that status hierarchies are transient, but ideas endure. Reputation may grant you temporary comfort, but groundbreaking insights leave a lasting legacy. By daring to speak up, you breathe life into new possibilities, challenging the group's equilibrium so it can evolve into something greater. Next time you feel the invisible walls closing in, stand your ground. Speak your truth with calm confidence. Transform the group's instinctive pushback into a catalyst for deeper dialogue. In that crucible of tension lies the energy to reshape your community, and perhaps, the world. Let your ideas tip the scales. Have you ever wondered what it truly means to remain calm in a whirlwind of chaos? Maintaining serenity amid upheaval isn't just a lofty ideal, it's the greatest victory you can claim. Across centuries, history's most brilliant minds have dared to stand firm in their convictions, only to be met with fierce opposition. Socrates urged people to think for themselves and paid with his life. Galileo looked to the heavens and saw the earth in motion, then endured forced recantation. Tesla dreamed of free energy for all and was consigned to obscurity. Turing's code-breaking saved millions yet led to persecution. Hypatia of Alexandria, one of the first women scholars, fell victim to mob violence. Pause. Let those stories sink in. It's easy to imagine greatness carried on a tide of admiration, but the truth is often far more turbulent. When you champion an idea that unsettles the status quo, you invite resistance. Your peace of mind becomes a battleground. Yet in that very struggle lies your power. Picture yourself in a storm, wind lashing and rain blurring your vision. You have two choices: fight the elements and be swept away, or stand your ground, breathing evenly, letting the storm rage around you. The latter doesn't mean you're passive or indifferent. It means you've mastered your inner world. You see the chaos for what it is, a test of resolve, not a sentence of defeat. Each time doubts swirl, each time criticism lands like chaff in your path, remind yourself, the calm heart outlives the fiercest gale. When you resist the urge to react explosively, you conserve energy for what truly matters: your vision, your purpose, your legacy. You transform external turmoil into silent fuel for your journey. Consider the quiet strength of a mountain that endures seasons of freezing winds and scorching sun. Its summit may be battered, but its core remains unshaken. So too with your mind. When you cultivate equanimity, you create an unbreakable fortress. Now let that fortress guide you forward. The next time you face ridicule for an unconventional thought or pressure to recant your beliefs, breathe deeply. Anchor yourself in the still center of your being. In that space you'll find clarity, courage, and compassion, not just for yourself but for those around you. Because true victory isn't measured by applause or acclaim. It is the quiet triumph of a peaceful heart standing unbowed in a world determined to shake it. And that, above all, is a victory no force on earth can take away. Have you ever felt the ground shift beneath you when life's chaos closes in? Stoicism shows us how to stand firm, by distinguishing what we can control and what we cannot. Your thoughts and actions lie within your grasp. Other people's reactions do not. When you fixate on someone else's response, you surrender your power. Instead, turn inward, shape your own mind and conduct, and let the rest fall away. Embrace solitude as Schopenhauer did. Loneliness isn't a punishment, it's a workshop for the soul. In the silence of your own company, ideas germinate and strength takes root. Creativity blossoms when you remove distractions and tend to your inner world. Solitude sharpens your focus and reveals the contours of your true character. Choose your companions wisely. Seek out fellow travelers on the path of thought, through books, intellectual circles, or meaningful conversation. The wisdom you absorb from kindred spirits becomes a mirror, reflecting new angles of insight back to you. Community built on shared curiosity and respect will both challenge you and buoy you on days when doubt creeps in. Keep your communication simple. Albert Einstein warned that if you can't explain something clearly, you haven't yet understood it fully. When complexity arises, strip away the excess until only the essence remains. Clear speech clarifies thought, clarity strengthens conviction. By speaking plainly, you reinforce your own understanding and invite others to follow your reasoning. Practice daily reflection. Each evening, set aside time to journal. Note the moments when your ego clashed with your intellect, when irritation flared or fear whispered doubts. Ask yourself, what triggered that reaction and how could I respond more thoughtfully? Over time, this habit becomes a compass, guiding you toward greater self-mastery. Imagine your mind as a ship on storm-tossed seas. Control the sails, the choices you make, and adjust your rudder, your perspectives and judgments. The waves, the opinions and actions of others, will surge and recede, but your vessel stays true when you navigate with intention. By focusing on what you can shape, valuing solitude, aligning with fellow seekers, speaking with simplicity and reflecting with honesty, you forge an unshakable foundation. In a world designed to knock you off course, these principles are your anchor. So the next time turmoil threatens to overwhelm you, pause. Breathe. Recall the Stoics' way, hold fast to your own thoughts, cultivate the quiet of solitude, connect with kindred minds, express yourself clearly and reflect upon your journey. In that steadfast practice, you will find not just resilience but genuine freedom. Deep wisdom is not scary. What is scary is the truth it reveals. Use the Stoic spirit to stay strong, stay connected and continue to light the fire of thinking. If you have ever been misunderstood because of your deep thinking, share your story in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to explore more great philosophies together.